In this video, I'm going to talk about sales, in particular sales to do with service-based businesses. Now, I run a pay-per-lead company. We're currently doing around $30,000 a month. And one thing that I've noticed over the past month and a bit in scaling the business is that the importance of sales and the importance of taking these calls and doing the appointment setting all by yourself is crucial to the business. I have people I know who, want to eliminate themselves from the sales process. Doesn't really matter what kind of business you run as long as you are face-to-face in terms of client acquisition and you're speaking to real business owners. If you're not doing the sales yourself, then I don't know. It's not how I like to operate, and it's not how I would like to build a company. I think sales is probably the last thing that you want to unplug yourself from, just because you're the face of the business. At a smaller scale like I am, you're the face of the business, and nobody else is going to do your job better than you, which is something that I've learned recently with my media buyer. And it's also something that I've been told many times by, people doing much bigger numbers than me, running different kinds of businesses, service-based businesses, local businesses. It's across the whole board. A couple points that I want to touch on. First point is I have been running the sales myself. And during that time, I found that getting to my leads as soon as I can, is the biggest leverage point in being able to close them and the conversion rates that we can achieve. Our conversion rate's sitting, what is it? It's been pretty shit this month, to be honest. We've only closed one person. Poor, very poor, but we have a bunch of deals in the pipeline. So it's the 12th of August, closed one person. So it's a 1 in 16 close rate, which is not ideal. It's a 6.25% close rate, true close rate. And I like to talk in true close rate from lead to sale instead of sales calls to sale. Now in July, I did much better. Only 21 leads come in and I closed 8 of them. So we had a 38% true close rate, lead to close. Sales calls, we had about, I don't even know, don't really calculate that number. It's probably around like 80 to 90% of the sales calls that we have that close. One thing that I have struggled with, and I'll get onto this in a bit, is taking payments on call. I'm not the best at taking payments on call. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I think that's something I'm going to try and improve on. But back to what I was saying before with the appointment setting and doing all the sales myself, I found that, getting to lead as fast as possible is crucial. It's so important that when somebody inquires into your funnel, any kind of funnel, whether it's landing page, lead form, whatever it is, if you call them up straight away and the lead is hot, they remember your face, they remember your name, they remember your voice, they're just so much more receptive. So the second thing that I wanted to touch on was triaging leads that book in. So this month we have had 11 sales calls booked in. I've sat 7 of them, 16 leads, 11 sales calls, and cost per sales call. I'm going to update this today, it's not updated. Cost per sales call is about $92, which is not the best. I will admit it's not the best, but 16 leads, 11 sales calls booked. Majority of those were done through self-booking. Now I have a lead form that runs straight to a booking link where leads can go and book in themselves, where I don't appointment set them. I think this month we've had so much more lead flow than we did last month. So people were just taking initiative to go and book in because I have a proper booking page now. But before, we didn't really have a booking page, so I had to call them up. Now, when it comes to triaging these leads, just because they book into our funnel, just because they book into our calendar, does not mean I want to sit on the call with them. I've noticed already that this month, half of these people are just straight out tire kickers. Like, they're just a waste of time. There's no point in me talking to them. I triaged a couple of guys today just because I wanted to clear out my calendar, because people are just booking in times where they're just not going to show up. It's just a waste of time. So triage some guys, and they were never going to buy. They were never good prospects. They were just shopping the market. So had to filter that out manually myself. But triaging these leads is really important when they self-book. It's something that I didn't really, when they started booking in themselves, and I was like, fuck, this is so good. Like, look, 80% lead to booking, don't even have to call them myself. But if they're not going to close, they're not high quality prospects, then it's a waste of my time, it's a waste of their time, and it's a waste of my money. So importance of triaging when people self-book it's crucial. It's very important. The last thing I want to talk about with the sales stuff, and I'm going to keep this video very short, is on the actual sales call itself. I've been struggling a little bit with discovery. I think this is the Australian market, right? So people are different. Like you just have true, like real Aussie guys that they're so blunt and they just want to know how it is. And I had a guy who I called up to book an appointment with him. He just told me to tell him the price straight up. So gave him the price, gave him the offer straight up, and he closed on the spot. So a 20-minute, 25-minute call over the phone was good enough for me to close him. Whereas for somebody else, it's a bit of a push. I need to get them to a discovery call, a sales call, sit down with them, go through everything, qualification. They need a little bit more time to make a decision, I've found. But overall, you have that diversity in prospects, which is something that I've learned to deal with. Still learning to deal with, obviously. But yeah, the actual sales call, I'm going to improve my discovery process. Sit down with them, dig in a little bit deeper into why they actually inquired. I don't know. Lots of people would get burnt in the past, obviously, but our company does exclusive leads. We sell everything exclusive, and that's kind of our main selling point to these guys. So I think that's the lever that I pull to get these guys across the line, as well as just like building general trust with them. But yeah, that's kind of the last thing. Thoughts on sales in general so far. This month, obviously, it's not the best. 16 leads have come in, 1 close. Like, I'm not upset, right? It's the 12th. Ads only started running on really, we only got our first lead in on the 6th, because on the 4th, we spent, but the next day, for some reason, it just stopped spending. So we had that like 1-day testing phase in like multiple ads. They didn't get enough spend and etc. and whatnot. But then, yeah, from the 6th onwards, so it's only been like roughly a week, we have some pretty good deals in the pipeline ready to go. So hopefully end of this week, I will make some sales, get that revenue bumped up, and then we can start focusing on more systems stuff, because I took a step back to try and do more systems, but then my sales tanked as a result. So bringing on a media buyer, building out the back end stuff, I love doing it because it's challenging, and like it takes, a bit of discipline to get through it, but obviously I can't do everything at once, right? So got to take it step by step, and we're doing so. That's the update. My thoughts on sales in general. And yeah, I'll keep you guys closely updated. Middle of August, obviously the revenue goal for this month was 50K. That leaves me with about $47,000 that I have to make in the next 2 and a bit weeks, which is doable. I mean, we did a 10K day. The deals will line up, and I keep the leads consistent. I did so much appointment setting today. If I keep the leads consistent, the pipeline won't run dry. So it's all momentum. It's all going to build up over time, and then deals are going to roll in. So I'll keep you guys updated. I appreciate you all for joining in, and see you guys soon.